There's no story that should be told in the order in which it was received. In fact, the best stories are told in reverse. Page 1 can go wherever you place it within the book. While I would love to say that there's no pressure in telling a story backwards, maybe we tell stories better when our back is against the wall. Our page 1 starts here, Chicago, Illinois, a city teeming with rich barber and beauty history. While I may be a little biased in my admiration for Chicago, loving it for my own personal reasons, there's no denying that Chicago is a mecca within the barber and beauty industry. Some may wonder, with all the other cities you could have started this tour with, why Chicago? Well, one interview in specific took place right before everything changed.
Said welcome to page 1. Started from the bottom, now I got me some.
I'm here. Ready?
Welcome to page 1. I said welcome to page 1. Page 1. Welcome to page 1. This is my success. Came up from nothing. Started from the bottom, now I got me something. Remember when they used to say I wasn't gonna be nothing. Nothing. Whoa. Started from the bottom, now I got me something. Started from the bottom, now I got me something. Remember when they used to say I wasn't gonna be nothing. Page 1, welcome to page 1. This is my success. Came up from nothing. Started from the bottom, now I got me something. Remember when they used to say I wasn't gonna be nothing.
You know, one of my close friends, he said something to me one time while I was cutting his hair. He told me, he said, Lee, nobody remembers the Trailblazers. And that stuck with me, because when you think about all the things that these individuals go through in order to carve out their own path or create their own lanes within this barber and beauty industry, being told no so many times, doors not being open to you for different reasons, the things that people go through even in their lives. The journey is not for the faint of heart. And I think that's one of the main reasons why I decided to go with Garland for episode 1. Just honestly speaking, I think it's something about being a young black man growing up in Chicago that resonates with me, and I think the life story means a lot too. The hurdles that he had to go through in order to become who he is today. Not everybody can walk a mile in those shoes. The things that people go through, it kind of makes you wonder how many other trailblazers are within our industry. Everybody can't be a Leo Wall. Everybody can't be a Isidore Adams. Everybody can't be a A.B. Moeller. But no doubt we definitely got some trailblazers within our industry. We here, Joliet, Illinois, with Garland Fox, GWhiz. And correct me if I'm wrong, the first African-American male to have his own trimmer with Wahl?
You said correct you if you're wrong.
Yes, correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
I'm wrong? Okay, break it down.
I'm the first barber, period. First barber, period, to ever have his own clipper made, designed, for, and by. So it's so much history in that people don't even understand when they see the clipper. I'm part of a machine. I'm part of a team. I'm part of a family. Wahl is a family-owned company. It's not even publicly shared. It's family. So if one person gets elevated in any type of way and they turn for just self, it takes a part of the family away. Wall is in 168 countries. A lot of times people wonder, well, why doesn't he do this? I remember when he used to be like this. He'll jump on stage and he'll just wild out in an instant. That's GWhiz. You got two people. You got Garland Fox and you got GWhiz. You'll know which one you're dealing with when you need to know which one you're dealing with, because each one operates within its own realm of humility and business and purpose. Some people never met GWhiz and some never met Garland Fox. Some lucky enough to know both.
What was it like growing up for you here in Chicago, man? Like, what was it like? What, you know, give us that background.
So, it's twofold. Part of my life, I was in the streets. That was because I was homeless. Before that, though, I was a spoiled little kid. My grandfather, Curtis Duke, him and George Daniels, R. Kelly always sing about. George Music's room in Chicago. What George was to Chicago, my grandfather was to Joliet. They were actually friends but competition. So at one point, George Daniels had all the celebrities like R. Kelly and Twister, Do or Die, you know, Patti LaBelle, all them coming through. But the era before that, my grandfather had it, where you had people like The Temptations and all the Motown. All that era was coming through to see my grandfather right down on Collins Street. He had a record and beauty supply store. He also owned a beauty salon next door to his record and beauty supply store. I had a curl back then. Every 3 months, we had to get a touch-up. I used to be a model and used to have to get out of school to get my curl redone for a seminar, a hair seminar. I'm 47 years old. I done spent almost the last 20-something years, almost 30 years, being the educator, doing the seminars, looking for models. So when you think about it, you look back and look at the seed that my grandfather planted in my life, because I was always there. I learned how to cut hair in his record shop in 1985, 86.
Really?
I had a long curl. Gang banging was high out here. So he took me to a barber shop. Oldest barber shop in the town. It's called Williams Barber Shop, the Williams brothers. Levi cut my hair. That was my man. My grandfather dropped me off, get a haircut. I told him I wanted a line, a part going through my hair with an arrow on the back. This, a line with the upside down V, the arrow.
Right.
Well, he was old school. He put the line going through it, but he put an upside down triangle. Well, that's like, you know, Stones and Vice Lords. He put it upside down. I lived in the gangster neighborhood, lived on the east side. The barber shop is right there in Vice Lord neighborhood. So I literally stood in the corner of the building with my head up against the wall, because I'd have got my head blew off for that. I wore a hat till it grew out where you couldn't even see it. Then, that's the first time I cut the curl off. I went and got another haircut. Asked for a bald fade, classic bald fade. She gave me a 1 against the grain. Oh, look, check my nose out. Look at my nose. Look at my nose. Listen, just check my nose out. You look at me from the side. Imagine me bald head with a nose like that. Like I got a beat like that. I got that beat from the dude on the commercial, the auto commercial. You got a whole beat from the side. I look like a bald eagle the way she cut me off. You know what I'm saying? I'm walking around here, number nose. I'm tipping over. My body little as I don't know what. And the biggest thing on me is my nose. I walked into my auntie house, they was cooking, and my cousins almost jumped on me. They thought I was just a stranger walking in the house. My own mother looked at me. She had to stare at me to realize it was me. I go get another haircut. I had let it grow out. I got a cousin's named Jeff. That's my man. He out in Florida. He said, man, look, I'm gonna put this texturizer in your head. Man, this finna be fresh. You finna be fly. We going out. I'm taking you with me to the club. Now, he was a big time baller, so I don't even belong in the club. But I'm with the baller, so I get to go. Man, when I tell you the movie Malcolm X, when he over-processed it and he came out and looked at it, man, the man had my hair was just laying down. It looked like my hair got licked by 1,000 cats. I'm walking around here mad as I don't know what. What did you do to me? What did you do to me? I mean, can you dig it, baby? That's what I'm looking like. I mean, can you dig it, baby? I mean, one time, Doc, I mean... What I look like, a midget, a miniature midget pimp? I ain't a dwarf but a pimp. No. So after that, you know, my grandfather ended up passing away. And I got a cousin named Antoine King. That was my favorite cousin, still to this day. Most down-to-earth brother. He put me up on chicks. He the one that taught me how to, you know, maneuver with women, how to date, you know. Couldn't dance worth nothing. That was on me. He didn't teach me that, but he taught me how to drive. He let me hang around him. Whenever he went somewhere, I was never alone because he would let me tag along with him. We ran the record shop and took care of my grandfather. He died of cancer, December of 89. I want to say maybe December 10th of 1989. And we took care of him. And after the shop closed and everything, you know, everything went downhill because he took care of everything. Nobody really had to find their way because he took care of 4 generations off of those 2 shops, them businesses. So I was like from pillar to post, you know. My mom one day dropped me off at my grandmother's house, my father's house. He came in, I remember asking for a push-up. Flintstone. You remember the Flintstone push up the ice cream? Just come on the ice cream truck. I remember running up the stairs asking them, can I get a quarter? They was a quarter. And he up there with this chick, right? And when he saw me, he didn't know he didn't know I was there. So it never been in my life. He hollered at me and he slapped the out of me. Left his handprint on my face because I asked for a push-up that was a quarter. So the next day, I came up them stairs again. He didn't know I was still there. He found out that I was gonna be staying there. He left. I ain't see my father for probably 19, 22 years, something like that. So in the process, my mom had dropped me off and said, I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. It's too young. I ain't really understand what 4 o'clock was, but I used to watch Woody Woodpecker. It used to come on after the soap operas. You know, back in the day, I'm old school. We couldn't watch TV. The parents watched soap operas. When I think it was General Hospital went off, you get to watch Woody Woodpecker. Woody Woodpecker went off around the time the bus would come, the city line. My grandmother rode the city line. So I would know that when she come home, that mean it's 4 o'clock. That mean I only gotta wait till Sanford and Son came on at 10 o'clock. I will wait until from 4 o'clock, when Woody Woodpecker went off, when the credits come up, right outside. I pack my bag every day. My grandmother had one of the washing machines that you wash with the stick. I'm talking old school. Yeah, I'm almost 50, bro. I know I look good, don't I? I know. That boy look good. I know it. So, and hang your clothes up on the line outside. Fresh linen, fresh air. She would pack the clothes up and throw them in my suitcase. I would pick the suitcase up every day, take the clothes that she washed, put them in there. The suitcase reminds you of the one that the orphan Annie had. When everybody laughed, it was like a little box, but it had different material on it. I had one of them joints. And so I would take that suitcase and I would walk outside and sit right in front of the street so I could see everything coming from all 3 directions into the driveway and wait on my mother because she said she was coming back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. My father, when he realized I was leaving there, he moved, he left. Every day for about 6, 7 years, I waited on her, and everybody talked about me, they picked on me because they thought I was a little slow upstairs, because they like, why this boy pack his bag and sit here every day from 4 o'clock to 10 at night? I go in when I hear dun 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 dun. When I hear Sanford Son, I'm up. That was my show. And that meant that you had to take a bath. It's time to go to bed. Sanford Son, 4 to 10. That's the only way I knew how to tell time because I was so young. But I remember my mother dropping me off and she didn't come back. From there, I didn't like being over there because my grandmother's house was where everybody came that didn't have no place to stay. So you got a whole family, literally generation in this one house. But they got families and it's just me. So it's easier for me to be the one that, you know, get picked on. So like, man, you might as well be in the street if you're gonna go through that. So, you know, I made it through the street by cutting hair and painting. I went to beauty school. I paid my own way. I slept in my car. I slept in some of my family houses. I used to hide my clothes in the cleaners. I hide them in their houses, and they used to leave keys under the flower pot, under the mat. I'd go and get the key when they go to work. Go in, get my key, get my clothes, take a bath, and I tuck money in there and like leave it on the table, or make it look like it fell on the floor, or tuck it in the couch or something, you know. And I thank God for family because some of my cousins knew I was doing that, you know. It helped me. Then I went to the military, you know, come home, people act like you ain't really nothing because you military. That's when I went to beauty school. Barbering changed my life. In order to go to beauty school, I had to finish high school. I walked about from what's called Jefferson Street and Center Street all the way to Joliet West, which is right here, kitty corner. If you go down the street, go down, it's like 4 blocks down. And I worked over here 6 blocks this way at Hardee's. I used to get up at 5-some in the morning and walk all the way from Center Street to Joliet West. Then from Joliet West, when school over, walk all the way over here to what was called the Jefferson Square Mall in the parking lot. And that's where Hardee's was. Work till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, walk all the way back home. Had to do this every day. So when people look at me sometime, they be like, he arrogant, he this, he that. Nah, some people just misunderstand. They mistake favor for arrogance. You might think it's arrogance, but it's favor. And I know it's favor because of where I am today and what I've been through. And see, that's the part that people don't understand about me. And to this day, I don't care about money. I don't care about it because I care about God. God is going to take care of me. He always have, he always will. Through all the stuff in the streets, everything I ever did, all the ups, the downs, God always provided for me.
Yeah. And I know they ain't think we was done. We just getting started. It's the voice of the barber students, man. It's Leon, you know me. Welcome back to the Educa-Tour.